What caused my cancer? Hey, Dr. Amy here, and this is the number one question that I get asked by cancer survivors. What caused my cancer? It makes sense, right? Because if you could figure out the answer to that question, then you could possibly prevent it from happening again. But here is the big problem. Your oncologist and your cancer care team, they are not going to complete a root cause analysis for you. This is simply not their area of expertise, and that is okay. They are experts at treating and managing cancer, but they are not experts at preventing it. So if you need help determining the root cause of your cancer, that's exactly what I'm going to walk you through right now. But look, a lot of clinicians will tell you that you're never going to be able to figure out the cause of your cancer. We simply do not know. We have not figured out everything about cancer, so don't blame yourself, just go live your life. But that's not exactly true. We do know that about 90% of cancers are preventable. 10% are due to genetics. This means that even if you were living a healthy life and doing absolutely everything right, well, this means that there was likely still something that triggered your cancer. This video is going to help you with the first step in identifying the root cause of your cancer. Now, many people are looking for one beauty product or mold or one food that possibly triggered their cancer. But it's not just one thing that caused your cancer. It's usually 3 to 5 things that actually compound together and allow your body to be susceptible to the formation of cancer. Now, before we dig into what's included in a root cause analysis, it's absolutely imperative for you to be in the right mindset to complete a cancer audit. If you're in a place where you truly believed you were living an extremely healthy life, that you did absolutely everything correct, then you are not gonna be in a place to analyze your habits and be open to a possible root cause of cancer. You need to be open to areas of improvement. I'm personally an 8-year cancer survivor. After first being diagnosed with stage 3 ovarian cancer, I was shell-shocked. Before cancer, I was active. I mean, really active. I went to the gym 3 to 4 days a week to lift weights, and I walked well over 10,000 steps a day. I ate extremely healthy, and I just could not understand how this happened to me. I went through treatment, surgery, and chemo. And when I came out the other side, I was still dumbfounded. Why did this happen? What caused this? It was really difficult for me to come to terms with the fact that my life may not have been optimized to prevent cancer. It was a hard truth to swallow, knowing that there were areas for improvement. Maybe I could do better. But after a few months to digest exactly what happened to me and my diagnosis, I was ready. I was ready to really reflect on why this happened. I was determined to do everything in my power to stay cancer-free. To do this, I needed to find the possible causes of my cancer, and I needed to be open to change. I wanted to approach this with curiosity. What could I learn here? I was a detective trying to determine how I could improve my health in the future. So, if you're in a place where you want to learn the hard truth, you want to see how you can improve your health and prevent cancer from coming back, then without a doubt, you need a root cause analysis. We need to determine what went wrong in order to correct it. Your health, your life, it depends on it. Okay, so now that you're in a place of openness and curiosity, let's dig in. Start with a complete medical history. Think about your life before cancer. Were you ill? Were you sick? Was there any other diagnosis? Maybe diabetes or heart disease. Maybe heartburn or insomnia. Maybe you had strep throat several times throughout your life. We want to really think back and see, when were we not at our best health? Is there anything we can learn here? Any possibilities for uncontrolled inflammation? How about uncontrolled blood sugar? Here's why we are looking so deeply. Cancer is driven by free radicals. Free radicals are a natural part of being alive. There's no way to avoid them completely. But the issue with free radicals is when they go unchecked. They overtake your body because there's no checks and processes in place to discard them or neutralize them. Free radicals are generated in response to our environment, our stress, the foods we eat. For example, air pollution or smoking cigarettes, drinking alcohol, being overweight, or eating processed meats. Those all cause free radicals. Now, obviously, there are many causes of free radicals that you want to avoid or prevent. This is why 90% of cancers are preventable. Now we need to look deep and see what could have potentially caused an excessive amount of free radicals. The next step to a root cause analysis is to look deep to see where there's an absence of antioxidants. Antioxidants work to neutralize free radicals. So even if you're under a lot of stress or exposed to free radicals, antioxidants can come, neutralize free radicals, and eliminate them. It's going to help you get rid of the load in your body. Now, antioxidants come from food. This is why it is so true to say that your food either fuels your cancer or it fights cancer. Or you can choose foods that neutralize free radicals and are packed with antioxidants. These are things like raspberries, broccoli, beans, or legumes. Okay, so obviously we will need to take a deep dive look into your food. The most accurate way to do this is a 3-day food diary. Keeping a 3-day food diary is a great way to look at the average of what you're eating. This is a good reflection. Once we have this information, then we can take a deeper look into your diet to see if you're receiving an adequate amount of micronutrients, antioxidants, or fiber. All of those need to be optimized in order for you to neutralize free radicals. If your nutrition is not optimized, then you're at risk. Now, we want to assess your movement or your exercise. We know that targeted movement can lower your risk of a cancer recurrence by up to 59%. This is a huge risk reduction. Now, some people may think that exercise causes inflammation, and this is actually true. It causes short-term inflammation, but over the long term, it reduces it. Exactly what we want. It also helps to manage your blood sugar, another link to a cause of cancer. To assess your movement, we need to complete a 7-day exercise diary. We need you to be at target levels of both strength training and cardio to get that 59% reduction. Next up is that we need to reflect on our body weight. It's difficult to hear, but if you are overweight or obese, then you are at a higher risk of cancer. Those two things are linked. In some types of cancers, like uterine cancer, we know that 70% of uterine cancer cases are in overweight or obese women. Scary and definitely something that's within your control. Then we want to look at our environmental toxins. The best thing to do is to assess your environmental toxin load right now. It may be tempting to think back to before cancer and try to assess what went wrong, but this is very difficult to do. It's hard to recall all the nuances of your life just a few weeks ago, let alone months or even years. So simply start by completing a root cause analysis of your environment right now. We can assess your exposure to substances or chemicals that you're exposed to right now. Things like plastic bottles or plastic cooking utensils or Teflon pans. We can really tighten up now to lower your risk of cancer later. Okay, but 2 more things to consider when you're doing a root cause analysis. Next is that you want to review your mindset. Are you exposed to any toxic relationships? Are you in a toxic work environment? Is there any trauma in your past or the death of a loved one? Excessive stress can open the door to cancer. We also want to look deeply at any potential deficiencies in your blood work. These deficiencies can be linked to cancer. This will provide you with a very deep perspective in terms of how your body is coping and your potential risk of cancer. This also gives you really strategic information to assess supplements and adding anything in if something's missing. Now look, that's a really high overview of a cancer root cause analysis. Obviously, there are details here that need more attention and more personalization. That's why I'm linking up in the description below your next step to completing your cancer root cause analysis. If you're committed to getting to cancer-free and staying cancer-free, then this is your next step. Click the link below.